What's up, guys? Big Papa Drock back with another Raid Shadow Legends video, and as always, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Guys, I'm excited. I'm so excited because it finally happened. I still can't believe it, but it finally happened. I happened to acquire enough mythical chimera materials to give it a go to try to summon my first mythical relic, and guess what? Against all odds, I actually managed to get one. I got my first mythical relic, and I am so stoked because it is absolutely busted broken. I'll show it to you in a second, but we actually have, look at this, we have some materials here, so why not turn this into a brief little summon video as well? Maybe we can get lucky. I mean, the chances of getting a mythical relic off of a legendary material is pretty low. And honestly, just a quick aside, totally didn't mean to talk about this, but dude, this is insane to me. 0.5% chance of a mythical off of legendary materials. These rates just kind of blow my mind. You're more likely to get an epic relic off of legendary materials than you are a legendary relic. So I don't know about you. These rarity chances are kind of nuts. So we're probably going to get an epic here, but maybe we'll get lucky and get a legendary. Maybe we'll get extremely lucky and get another mythical, though that would be very, very unlikely. So let's just see. What do we got to get? We got another aspect of Seraph. Yes, fantastic. I only had one of these. This is huge. I am very excited about that. Yes, that is going to be really big. But anyway, we weren't here to do summons. That was just a little bonus. What we're here to talk about is the mythical relic that I pulled. The mythical relic that I pulled, which is absolutely busted. And that is the freaking CHRONOCUBE. I pulled a CHRONOCUBE and I used it the other day on stream for the first time. And let me just tell you guys, this relic is insane. This relic is definitely one of the best in the game. Now, granted, I haven't had a chance to test any of the others, but oh my God, this relic is so good. So I'm going to show you what it can do. We're going to take it into Arena. You'll notice I have it on my Queen of Hearts. I really had a tough time figuring out who to put this, or what, who gets this relic, right? Because you'll see it can be useful on almost any champion in the game. But let's just read what it does. The CHRONOCUBE, mythical, unbelievable. Wearer has a 50% chance to take 2 turns in a row. If this effect activates, wearer skips the next turn, occurs only once per battle. But here's the thing. It literally goes up to a guaranteed 100% chance of getting an extra turn, taking 2 turns in a row. So think of it as like a relentless set, but it's guaranteed, and it only happens once per battle. And thank God for that, because if it didn't, this would truly be the most busted relic in the entire game, in my opinion. But you get it at 4 stars, and because it's already at 4 stars, it really starts out at an 80% chance for it to take effect. So instead of it being a 50, when you get this, it is a 4-star relic, and it starts out at 80%, which is insane. I actually didn't even realize that until I just read this right now. That's why it was activating so much the other day when I was on stream doing this in live arena battles. But on top of that, you get 2 different circle gem slots, 2 pentagon, whatever this is, gem slots. So I've gone ahead and thrown some additional accuracy in here for the Queen of Hearts. I've thrown an invigorated for turn meter purposes, survival speed, all sorts of fun stuff you can put in here. But let's just talk about what I have enjoyed using so far. Like, the actual stat stick aspect of this is pretty bad, in my opinion. HP, attack, and defense really don't make sense to have all 3 of these together. Like, I would much rather see something like HP, accuracy, speed, or, maybe HP, defense, accuracy, something else. Like, having attack and defense together doesn't really make much sense. But at the end of the day, who cares? You're not using this because it's a good stat stick. You're using this because you take 2 turns in a row. And let me just show you what this is capable of in Arena with it on Queen of Hearts, because it is mind-bogglingly strong as to what this can do. This is, by the way, I'm recording this on a Monday, so the teams aren't going to be super strong, but who cares? We're not here to win. Actually, no, we kind of need a stronger team than that. Okay, here we go. This is definitely a strong team. We'll put Marius back in there. We're going to put Galathir in here as well. And where is my Queen of Hearts? This might be a tough team to do this against as well, so this might not work the way I want it to, but we'll try it anyway. So where's Queen of Hearts? I am blind. She's up here. I should have just used the filter, but I didn't. Okay. All right. Let's see how this goes. Pretty sure she still has the relic. Yeah, she still has the relic on her. We just saw that. But all right. So decrease the turn meter. Do this. Now, interestingly enough, this kind of works well because I have Marius going first. So I can maintain his Stone Skin debuff here, which isn't bad at all. But here we go. So we've triggered the passive from Siegfried. Now let's hope we get the effect of the CHRONOCUBE. But okay, removes all. We don't have a lightning cage here, so removes all buffs. Puts the Death Brand up. We got the extra turn, and this is why this is so sick with Queen of Hearts. So we've stripped the buffs. We didn't get Marichka, but that's okay. We at least got Siegfried. Now we can extra turn with Marius, getting a guaranteed hit to just put this bad boy down and block revive on him. He didn't even need it. Marius didn't even need it. It literally ended up going to somebody else, but we block revive there. How sick is that, dude? How sick is that? So broken. So broken. I mean, like, it's just crazy good. And now we just kind of chill here, right? Like, we're chilling. We know it's not going to hit again. Looks like we got a pretty high resistance Marichka here, so we got to wait this out. No worries. But basically, that's the concept there, right? Where with the Queen of Hearts, you can essentially just strip somebody like a Siegfried if they don't have lightning cage. So we're very lucky. No lightning cage there. So, basically a guaranteed strip, except for the 3%. Apply the block revive, and then have your team follow up with that ally attack right afterwards and just immediately destroy everyone. It is so filthy good. Filthy good. Yeah, you know what? Let's just make sure we kill her. Here we go. You get another block revive. Fantastic. Obviously, this team takes a little bit longer because we've got... I should have actually just block revived the Taurus there, but that's okay. We don't have to worry about anyone getting revived anyway. So you can see, though, the relative power of this relic on different champions. And the crazy thing is, there's so many different people you could use it on. So this is Queen of Hearts, right? And you think about how strong this can be in battle, right? Getting that guaranteed extra turn or close to it at this point, where you get a chance to strip everyone, get a chance to go in, nuke them, potentially block revive, potentially everybody on your team to block revive. As we saw, it was the Shuzen there. So we'll take another one with Queen of Hearts, but then I'll put it on somebody like a Galathir, and we'll see how that works as well. Because again, this relic is so good on almost every champion. The one caveat that I'm still figuring out, though, we actually might just kill everybody here. Yep, we're just gonna, well, whoops, my bad. A little bit too powerful. We have anybody else here? I don't want to do another Taurus Marichka team. We have anybody else? We could Frony with a Sifi. We could do that. Let's try that. The one thing that I'm still figuring out, though, is how it works with mythical or mythicals like Gizmak, for example, that have extra turns in their kit. When this relic first came out, it was literally broken in that basically mythicals just could take infinite turns and the CHRONOCUBE would trigger over and over and over again. Now, the way it's worded, it's a little unclear, right? Because what it makes me think is, like, okay, if you take an extra turn as a mythical, for example, so if you take the extra mythical turn, let's see if we get the extra turn here. We got the extra turn. Can we get the block revive? No, couldn't quite get it, but still did some nasty damage. So we're still cooking there. There it is. But so if you put it, for example, on a Gizmak, the biggest question I have is, if it triggers, does it prevent you from getting an extra turn onto like your second form? So for example, if you use this ability and it triggers, and this already grants you an extra turn. If the relic grants you an extra turn, are you still able to go into your alternate form and get the nuke out of the second form? So maybe we'll try to test that. The one downside to these relics, though, I'll just show you right now. The one downside is it is extremely expensive to move this stuff around. 800 of these. Plarium, listen, I doubt you watch this, but if you do, this is egregious. This is egregious. For me to try to switch a relic is 800 of whatever these star stones are. I don't remember what the heck the name is. That's ridiculous. So it's really, really, really expensive to try and switch the stuff around. But you know what? I'm going to do it for the video. Let's go ahead and put it on the Gizmak, actually. Let's just try to answer this question right now. So let's go back into Arena, and let's see if we can get an answer as to whether or not this does end up affecting things. So, okay, where's Gizmak? If he gets his extra turns that he normally is supposed to get, or if it just says, nah, no extra turns for you, it's game over, brother. So, okay, this should be fine. Lots of mythicals in these testing grounds, by the way. Super free to play, if you guys didn't know this. Might be the most free to play player that's ever existed. Truly, incredibly free to play. Okay, all right, let's lock out. All right, we got the lockout. So, okay. Extra turn guaranteed. We switch forms. All right, we still got our extra turn here. I don't know if it procced, though. I'm not sure if it procced. Let's try again. There's no, like, outward indication, to my knowledge, at least I'm not seeing one, that the actual relic has procced. Again, this is one of my other big things with Plarium, is that there's no information as to what is happening. And with the amount of interactions going on, Plarium absolutely has to give us, at the very least, some type of turn order over here on the left, or possibly on the right, and some type of box that just lists what is triggering, what is going on. Because right now, you really just don't know. But so the reason why this could be incredibly good on Gizmak, potentially, is let's say he buffs here. Let's say he uses his A2 to strip Stone Skin. Nope, so it's tough to tell if it, I don't know if it triggered or not. I can't tell. But basically, if it worked where you would still get your bonus turn, you could hypothetically use Gizmak to just strip everyone's Stone Skin right off the rip. Let's see if let's try it again. 80% chance to trigger, so you would think that it's going to trigger, you would imagine. Let's just try, we can try it without using the extra turn initially. See if that helps here. This relic is a ton of fun, though, even though it is, without a doubt, absurdly broken. So let's just try this. Nope, didn't get the extra turn. Let's try just switching over. I did put this relic on him, didn't I? I'm like, did I? Okay, we got an extra turn there. So we definitely got an extra turn there. So maybe it doesn't, maybe the extra turns, it's not limited, where you can get multiple in a row. Hold on. I'm pretty sure I put it on. I just want to 100% confirm. Now I'm like freaking out. Is it on him? It is. Okay. All right, let's go back in there. Let's try it again. No, not live arena. Let's try it in classic. I don't want to do Tar Spiritual, of course. Okay, let's go over here. Let's try again. Lock out. All right, let's just try. Let's go straight into this. We got the extra turn. Okay, this is great. So we know 100%. We know 100% that was the CHRONOCUBE. Does it let me get extra turns if I take an extra turn here? Skip turn. Oh, it did skip the turn. Okay. Damn. That's rough. That's so rough. Oh, that's unfortunate. All right, at least now we know. At least now we're 100% certain. So definitely caps the upside on some mythicals. Now, this may be for the best, all things considered, because some of these mythicals would truly be broken if you could just go turn to turn to turn. But you would think that if you do that one, you get the extra turn, then you get a bonus turn out of it. Would they cancel out, I guess? I'm trying to think here mathematically what makes sense. This is great. Like, let's do the huge math thing, because they're canceling out, but I still get my normal turn, right? One would think. I don't know. Okay, so on Gizmak, at the very least, the upside is kind of capped. Though, to be fair, you absolutely could still use it in the way... No, I guess you couldn't, actually. Hold on, let's try this again. I'm really trying to answer this question. I might not be faster than this team, actually. Okay, we're still faster. All right, Marius comes in, he enfeebles. That's okay, Galathir cleanses. All right, we're just going to lock out. Make sure we don't get shut down. So, okay, let's see here. All right, we got the extra turn. So this is definitely the relic. Can I switch into the second form? Because this one grants an extra turn. So that's 2 turns. So you would expect to be able to do something out of this. Can I? No, I can't. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer because it really, really limits what you could do with this champion. This champion would become absolutely insane. Again, for better or worse, right? You know, maybe balance-wise it's good, but if you think about it, you're getting 2 extra turns because you're getting 1 from the whatever. You would think you could at least take 1 more turn out of that, I guess, but you can't. So, okay, limited there, but let's try it on Galathir. Let's pass it around here and pay another whopping 800 star baubles or whatever the heck it is to put it on to our buddy Galathir and see how it works here. 900, why is it more? Because I'm taking off a legendary and putting on a chrono? Oh my god, bro. I'm bankrupt, bro. I'm bankrupt after this. Not quite yet, but you know, it's just, especially after this free gearing week, you know what I mean, guys, where we just had a couple weeks of not having to pay silver. These are such simple wins that every other game in the industry does now, and yet greedy player EM can't help but say, we need a little more. We haven't had enough. We need to take some more. We're just not going to stop taking. So anyway, not the point of the video, but still annoying. Okay, let's go here. We got it on our good buddy Galathir now. We actually could go, no, we can still keep Gizmak. That's fine. Let's keep Gizmak. But this kind of, you think about this also with Crixia and why this could be so good. Okay. Didn't trigger, unfortunately. Pain. No trigger there. So we'll just kill everybody. Try again. I don't want to do it. I can do it into a Tarsmerchka team, actually, now that I think about it. I can do this. Hold on. Let's take off this. Let's go with Marius again. We can work with that. Let's see if we can just get it to trigger. There's probably a lot of stones in here. Now, I feel like the upside is a little capped in some ways on Galathir. Actually, no, because even here, it's still going to have the same problem, right? We get the extra turn, but if I switch forms, I'm still going to run out, correct? Oh, that's okay. That's actually stupid. That actually doesn't make sense. The whole point of this is to get the extra turn. If you don't get the extra turn into this, you can't do anything out of this form. Oh, that's actually a bummer. I'm kind of bummed now. I'm kind of bummed. Because realistically, you would think that you'd be able to come into this form and at least get one attack off. You know what I mean? Like get one ability to do something. But you can't actually. So it's actually super limited. See, I'm glad I'm testing this because I didn't know. Now I know. Now I know. So it really doesn't make sense on somebody like Galathir as much because you only get it once per battle, right? And if you're using, for example, like a speed Galathir, realistically speaking, you're not going to be able to get into that second form off that first turn. I feel like you should get one more turn before it skips your turn. No? Hold on. Let's just take another look. Let's just do the math. If I'm Galathir and I have this ability, I use this ability, I get an extra turn from the CHRONOCUBE, and then hypothetically I can get another extra turn, but I guess it would just skip this as it's written, because then that would count as my next turn. Damn, that is so limiting on Mythicals. Again, maybe not the worst thing, because so many Mythicals are really, really, really good. You could still use it on Mythicals like, for example, Lazarius, right? So let's say it's going to trigger on Lazarius. You go, if anything, no, it still wouldn't work. It actually still wouldn't work because it would count your extra turn as an extra turn. Like, if it triggered after this, you're still not going to get a bonus turn, realistically speaking. Damn, wow, that's actually super limiting. Super limiting. So it's really not phenomenal on Mythicals that aren't using both of their abilities in their first form. If you're not switching, right? So if you try to switch into a second form, you lose a lot of utility. But for someone like Commodus, for example, you could hypothetically do something like strip everybody, block skills, etc., then go right into this, and then you're okay losing your next turn, especially because you're stealing target turn meter. So on Commodus, it actually makes a lot of sense, because because you're getting more utility out of this form. But on champions who really have value in their second form, if you have to use a first form ability, or even if you just switch into your second form, you're not going to get maximum value out of it. So really, CHRONOCUBE, honestly, kind of better on legendaries. So you have multiple options here. So you could really use it on someone like Chalco, for example, where you attack all enemies, you potentially reduce their buffs, and then you go straight into this. But then again, you're still limited here because you're not getting the extra turn. You're going to lose that extra turn afterwards. But at least you go from this into this. Interesting. Interesting. Really interesting. Carnage it could work well on because you probably want to stick in his first form and use 2 of these abilities, right? Oh, that's so this really limits where you want to use it. Really, it could be good on Siegfried if you're not like worried about using, well, you could lead with this, then go into this. So yeah, there's a lot more thought that goes into this. Actually could be great on champions like He-Man because you could blast somebody through Stone Skin, have more buffs, and then potentially nuke everybody immediately afterwards. So I think it's actually better on legendaries, guys. I'm so glad I did this test because now I know for sure. I think it is actually better on legendaries or on champions that aren't granting extra turns because it's just going to end up negating part of that kit anyway. So I don't know how I feel about that, frankly. Like, I would imagine that the CHRONOCUBE, if you get an extra turn, you at least get to use that extra turn before it gets skipped. But then again, it does kind of say it's going to skip your next turn. So I guess it just kind of penalizes you either way. Really interesting, though. Really interesting. You could absolutely use it on somebody like Alaz, though, where you nuke with your A2 and then throw up your block buffs and your counterattack. So really interesting to see who it's going to use. I'm going to have to use it on stream, I think, some more. I don't want to, frankly, pass it around too much because of how insanely expensive it is to switch off. But I think for now, I'm going to keep it on my queen. I'm going to keep it on my queen because it's just too tempting. Or you could actually use it on Iyasu. You could even use it on somebody like Iyasu, where you just block revive somebody, then kill somebody through Stone Skin. Oh, this is such an interesting thing to think about, right? Such an interesting thing to think about. Maybe for the best that Mythicals don't get even stronger. They're already pretty broken. You guys let me know in the comments what you think below, right? Do you think it makes sense how it's working right now? Do you think it should give you still an extra turn if you use another extra turn ability? Should it cut it out? I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Or if it's just like perfect the way it is right now. No matter what, though, it is an incredibly game-changing relic because getting a second turn guaranteed on certain champions can absolutely change the entire outcome of a fight. And you saw it with that Queen of Hearts type battle where you could strip everybody, then ally attack, immediately block revive someone, right? So super, super cool relic. Really glad that I got it. Still can't believe it, frankly, that an actual mythical popped out. So let me know as well in the comments down below. Have you guys gotten any mythical relics yet? Have you been lucky? And if so, which ones do you get? And what do you think of the ones that you did get if you did get one? Because I'm really curious what the overall feedback is on all of these different mythicals. There's so many, I guess not so many, but there's like a decent amount here that look like they could be really good, really busted. Like, for example, this one looks super busted as well. So just really curious to hear what you guys think if you did get some. So anyway, that's the video. I'm glad I did it. Good to know how it actually works. This is why you do tests like this if you're lucky enough to pull these things, because I certainly think this relic is going to go on somebody like Queen of Hearts or maybe another legendary damage dealer that doesn't have an extra turn in their kit, so I can make sure to take advantage of that. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you on a video soon. Big Papa Drock, out.